Just first of all, just really pleased for our players. Both teams really competed hard. Credit to Northwestern and their quarterbacks. They're just a tenacious competitor. Both teams competed really hard. It was a great football game, and again, pleased that our guys were able to finish the game with a victory. And they've worked hard. They worked hard this week. I know our opponent did the same thing, and it was important to both teams. But just great to be able to walk in the locker room and see those guys pretty happy and feeling good about what they just got accomplished.
Take us through that play with Jake, CJ. How did it unfold the way you thought it? And Jake stood in there pretty strong in the pocket.
Yeah, you don't know if they're going to try to defend or bring pressure, and they brought the house, it looked like. So you can't block them all. He did a great job of waiting until the last second and then had faith that CJ would be in the right spot. I think he put the ball out there, and CJ went and got it. And CJ's tough to defend down there. He's been doing a great job for us down in that tight area there. And it's the kind of plays you got to be able to make at some point if you're going to be able to win conference games. And we needed one of those. It came at a great time, certainly.
You mentioned how nice it is to be able to walk into the locker room and have that feeling. How big is this for your guys to get the win after putting in 3-4 weeks now of hard work?
There's not a lot of great things that come out of losing. Not a lot bad that comes out of winning either. And it's just it was good for us. It's been a while since we've been in the victory locker room, certainly, and this one came hard. Which that's part of winning. In conference play, there's nothing easy about it, certainly. That was evident today. But it's just a real tribute and credit to our guys, especially our older guys. Our guys, the older guys, seniors, juniors, have been doing a great job of leading, going back to November, and just nice to see them get a reward for it.
It seems like after a couple big plays.
I'm sorry?
King made a couple big plays, a hit to break up a pass early. I think he recovered the fumble in regulation. Part of his maturation process?
Well, it is, and he's a confident player. Maybe sometimes too confident, but he's a confident guy. He just doesn't seem to be overwhelmed by it. And turnovers ended up being a big part of the game, certainly. Our last one really was a good shot by Jake, trying to get that first down. We're going to shoot for the field goal there, but coming up with the 2 turnovers, that was a big part of the game and kept us allowed it to go to overtime for us.
Coach, defense in the overtime period.
Yeah, just from where I stood, the coverage must have been excellent. We'll see the tape on that, but it looked like he had nowhere to go with the football. And then the good news is the guys up front stayed where they should stay. We didn't get out of our lanes, what have you, so he didn't have an alley to run through. But that's something you might worry about, especially with this guy. He's a tough, slippery guy to catch. And so it was a great effort by all 11 guys.
It seems like win or lose, everybody's so quick to judge your team this year, like how many wins are going to. Why do you think that is? It just seems like, especially with this team this year.
Well, I think it's been building, but we didn't do well last year, so the critique of meters out there, and that comes to the territory. And but it just shows you what a fine line it is between winning and losing too, and I think that's the bottom line. And if there is anything bad that comes out of winning, you just have to stay grounded and stay focused on what's going to help you win. But I don't think today will be tough to illustrate that point. I mean, this thing was hard all the way, and it was hard for both teams.
This game, did you have a point on the field that you thought, we'll let Meyer kick from here, but not from this yard?
On the last one, going down there. Yeah, we wanted to get at least inside the 25. 20 would have been better. But the situation we ended up in, we just figured let the clock go down, try to convert. If we did, we had 2 timeouts and get the field goal then. But inside the 20 would have been better. Inside the 15 would have been even better.
Did his miss from before factor into that
at
at all?
No, not at all. He would have nailed it. I'm confident in that.
Coach, considering the way some of these games with Northwestern have gone, especially here, this one was following the same pattern. You get up early, they come back. Do you feel like, in a way, you exercise the demon, so to speak, at least for one day?
Yeah, for at least a day, for 5 minutes. But we've had great games with them. I'll go back to my first year here in '99. They were a different team. I remember they ran it in down on the goal line. I think it was a 4th down call. They ran option to our right. I think it was a 4th down call. That's winning and losing. So we've had a lot of games with these guys that are just I can't tell you why, but it goes back and forth. And this was no different. And probably the average fan would have thought there would be a lot of yards and points today. It was a defensive battle in a lot of ways. So.
Did you feel personally that it had the same feeling to some of those other games, or you even in that position?
Just only in the sense that it was tough and hard fought.
Yeah.
And we looked like we might have a chance to get it going the first half, and we couldn't. And then they came right back, and we were right in the dogfight. And the momentum shifted both ways. So that's conference play, and it's certainly it seems to be the way it goes when we get together. These two teams get together.
You added a new wrinkle this week on defense. What was it that you saw that led you to think that this would be a good week to employ that?
We fooled around with that, and that's something we had, years ago. Just the 3 down, 4 backer package, and part of the thinking, obviously, again, is that we're a little deeper at linebacker than we are at some other spots. And we had Dom out today, so it just gave us a way to maybe utilize some personnel that we had. Also factoring in was the mobility of number 2. He's a tough guy to defend, so at least we had more guys on the field that could run a little bit better, and I thought we had them the one time there in front of their bench and squirted out to the left, so not so fast, but that was our thinking behind it.
Being able to finish these tight
Great game for you.
It really did. Yeah, he's playing hard. He's playing hard. Those linebackers are doing a good job, but Hitch is really doing a nice job.
Being able to finish these tight games that go down right to the wire, what does that tell you about your football team, where they are right now? What can that mean going forward?
Again, I really credit our older players, the seniors, juniors, and this goes back to last November. They had been doing a good job of really setting the pace for our younger players. And the bottom line is in conference play, and historically, at least the last 15 years that I've been around, if you don't win close games, the season's not going to go the way you want. And if you can win close games, you give yourself a much better chance, because that's kind of the nature of conference play, and the way we're built, it just seems like we've been in a lot of been in a lot more of those than the other. So on either side, so I guess that's a good thing, and it comes down to how you finish games. Something we have not done the last 2 times out. Certainly we haven't been able to get it done in the second half.